Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the I and Team series and the Daily Influence, and we are continuing with our discussion on pitfalls. We've been unpacking assumptions and delegation, and now we're going to talk about sweating the small stuff. And what does that mean? What in the world of pitfalls and assumptions and delegation could sweating the small stuff mean? And really what it gets us to is micromanagement and trying to control every little aspect of what's going on around us. I have a term I like to use for some of our clients. They step over dollars to pick up dimes. And it's because they're sweating the small stuff and they're always looking for the little nitpicky things, and they lose sight of the big picture. They don't understand how their actions, their micro actions, can influence the culture and the people around them, and how it erodes at their leadership as they chip away slowly at the confidence and the productivity of their teams by focusing on small things that are very important to understand. But if they were put into context better to begin with, if they were understood better to begin with sooner, they wouldn't be something that had to be focused on. They would become a habit, positive, influential habit, and they wouldn't be something that we have to deal with or worry about. And when we find ourselves faced with our team who is maybe not doing those micro things that matter, then we could maybe not worry about them so much. Find a better way of addressing them in a more global way. I was told recently, we've been spending a lot of time around music. My son Henry works for a company called Bravo Vale, which showcases the best of classical music orchestras in the world. And we have clients. We have clients through our work in Delaware and here that are involved in music. And I was just shared about how some trainers will overemphasize the angle of a person's hand. And if you have ever watched somebody who plays a stringed instrument like a guitar or a violin or a bass, you'll notice many different ways that these amazing artists hold their hands. They find their way. The quality of music between 4 or 5 different bassists or violinists or guitar players could be all the same, and they may all have a different, slightly different way that they hold their hands, they strum their guitars, they play their violins. Yet I was hearing from this person about how a teacher overemphasized how a person or how his students held their hand. And they would be draconian about it and over and over and over again. Regardless of the quality of music they had, maybe being very high, they would focus on that one thing. And this is what I talk about, sweating the small stuff. Take a step back in your areas of influence. What are you doing that can be perceived as micromanaging? What small things are you focused on that when you really look at them contextually don't matter, or that contextually, if you were to bundle them together, maybe in a task guide or some kind of policy or procedure that gave better guidance to people so that they understood why these small things were so important to you. Is it just about how you look, how you feel, or does it really benefit the team or the individual that you're harping on? Are those dimes or those small things that you're focused on, are you stepping over larger things? Are you creating bigger problems? Are you damaging your culture? Are you damaging the competence of a team? Are you creating problems elsewhere? is the ripple effect of your influence, of your micromanaging, your micro views. Are they damaging something down the line somewhere? Are they creating stress? Are they creating problems? Only you can understand in your areas of influence what this might mean. Sweating the small stuff into context of what you do every day, or what your team does, or what you people do for you. Only you can determine if you are micromanaging to a point where you're creating obstacles, where you're stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. So challenge yourself to understand if you have any micromanagement things going on. What small things are you struggling with? And what can you best do to help you propel yourself and your teams through this micromanagement, and to lay out a better path for you individually and your team to have better, responsible, positive influence? I look forward to speaking to you next week. And we're going to continue going down this pitfalls. And we're going to continue talking about how we can avoid pitfalls and how we can use pitfalls to help us create better environments, and what those environments might look like after we plan better and we execute better and we tactically engage better through communication and action with our teams. Hope you have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you again.